All right, you ready to crush it online? I'm gonna show you how right now. Hey there, enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video, I want to talk to you about how to crush the online sales game. That's right, how to crush the online sales game. Now, we all love sales, don't we? That's why we're in business. We absolutely love sales. It always amuses me when people say, I would love to get into a business, but I don't want to sell anything. And it's like, that doesn't exist, right? You have to be able to sell in order to be in business. That's what business is all about, and it certainly is the name of the game when it comes to the online marketing game, because online sales are a unique breed in and of themselves. Obviously, sales principles exist whether online or offline, and they're harmonious and they're parallel. But when it comes to the online game, they do have their own set of rules and are unique unto themselves in a certain regard. I want to talk a little bit about that here today, but just know that when it comes to crushing it online, you absolutely can do that if you focus on the right things. And I want to give you 3 of what those main important things are right here, right now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. You ready? Let's go. Number 1, presentation, okay? Presentation. In other words, what offer are you presenting? And in what manner are you presenting it? And when you think about it in those terms, it really makes a whole world of difference. Here's what I mean. Consider this. In a traditional sales model, you're either doing inbound marketing or outbound marketing, but you're doing some kind of marketing to set up an appointment with a customer. I've done a lot of sales in my career, and this is generally the case. You'll make sure that you book an appointment of sorts, get in front of a prospect, and you try to make a presentation for them and try to sell them on a certain product or service. When it comes to the online marketing game, that does not change at all, only now it's a little bit different because it's done over the online web space, right? It's over the World Wide Web. And this is powerful because this allows you to not waste a whole lot of time. There's no drive time involved. There is simply you getting in front of a customer, and there are multiple ways to do that. You can do it through email. You can do it through social media. You can do it through any means in order to market and book an appointment, i.e. get in front of a customer. But then the question becomes, what are you doing when you're in front of them? And this all comes to turning them into traffic and sending them to a web page. In other words, getting them in front of an offer, wherein they will see a presentation. Now that presentation could show itself in a couple different ways. Perhaps the oldest and most classic is that of a sales letter, which is basically a web page where there is a long sales letter. There's a lot of print, there is a picture of the item that you're selling, followed by a lot of words on that page that tell about the benefits and sell it. And this is definitely effective. It's been around for the longest time. Again, that's why I refer to it as the classic, form of selling. But we do now live in an age where I believe that that is not good enough. It's still sufficient to some degree, but if you really want to crush it online, you have to add a bigger and better, more dynamic way of doing things, and that's where the VSL comes into play. A video sales letter, where basically you can capture the greatest salesmen in the world and put them in a format where they can be seen by your prospect regardless of the time of the day. And that's what's important. So the best offers that I find, the most highly converting offers, irrelevant of the nature of the product or the quality of the product, a lot of it will come down to how well and how good the presentation is. And so the VSLs, the video sales letters, I find overall do better at conversion and making a better sales presentation. And you can see why. As opposed to someone reading through the print on the web page, it's almost like the difference between someone who likes to read a book and read a novel. They've got to be really engaged for it, versus someone who's a little bit more casual, not as dedicated as a fan, watches a movie. It's easy for their attention to be grasped and to be kept simply because it's visual. There's an audio aspect and there's a movement about it. That's the power of video. That's the power of video sales letters. Again, not that sales letters alone couldn't do it, but when you couple it with the power of video, now you're really, really cooking with grease, as they say. So find an offer that's got a really strong video sales letter, a very strong presentation behind it, where someone can view it, get excited, catch the vision, and want at least to find out more information. Oftentimes that little bit of extra information that they want that comes after is enough to take them from a sales prospect into a full-blown sales and paid customer. That conversion usually takes place simply because this is how it goes. And so I would encourage you to find offers out there that do have sales presentations, video sales letters. You won't be sorry. Strongest presentations come by video. Sell something that has a video that tells the story, tells all about it, and I'm telling you, that's how you crush it online. Number 2, multiplication, okay? Multiplication. Now this is exactly what it sounds like. It is the idea of multiplying as opposed to just adding one on top of the other. It is the idea of growing exponentially and really expounding your efforts. Part of the beauty of having a really strong presentation, i.e. a video sales letter, is that it allows you to duplicate yourself, because now again, you essentially could be in multiple places at once, because as long as you have traffic going going to a website, they can see a video page of you selling the product or someone else selling the product, right? But now the beauty in multiplication takes place when you put marketing dollars behind that, and it doesn't have to be much, but the idea is I can have that same video played on different outlets, not just send someone to one singular website. Think about the ability when you can embed this video into multiple different places, or perhaps you're dealing with multiple traffic sources that send different types of traffic to these web pages all over the internet. Now you're really doing something big. You're really growing. You're really scaling. And that's kind of the beauty. One of the things I love about the offers that I'm promoting these days, one in particular, it's really hot. It's doing amazing. We'd love to have you be a part of it. The link is below if you want to take a look at that. But what's really cool about this is that we have multiple traffic sources that are built into this system and multiple ways to get eyeballs in front of our offer. And there's a procedure, there's a process, a progression through this entire offer that not only builds in amazing presentation and great ways and multiple streams of income, which is a whole nother subject, but now you have the multiplication factor going for it again, because there's multiple ways to attack it. You have people that are coming from this traffic source and this traffic source and this particular angle and that particular angle. It really is a wonderful thing. And now when you couple that with the idea of maybe reinvesting some profit, taking some money that you're making from this amazing offer and really focusing those marketing dollars into specific channels that you know are performing really well, now you have a rather huge multiplication effect. Does this make sense? Are you getting excited about this? It's really cool to see. You want to get to where you're not just being one-dimensional. And the idea that I could have multiple angles to multiple offers without having to do any additional work is a really, really special thing in the online marketing business. So one way that you crush it is to find systems like this that you can plug into, so that way I'm not expending any extra effort or any extra energy. I'm doing multiple things, but I'm just one person. It's a really cool thing when you can find a way to duplicate yourself and, even better, multiply yourself. Second point, multiplication. Grasp a hold of this, it's powerful. Number 3 and finally is automation, okay? Automation. And I love automation in many different ways, and I like to use automation as many different ways that I can and use it in as many instances as I can. I've often said before that if something can be automated or delegated, it should be. And that's not something I originally came up with myself. I want to say I heard that from one of my great mentors, but it's absolutely true. If there's anything that you can offload, aside from the most important things, decision-making, vision, things like that, you want to go ahead and do it. And thankfully now there are so many different tools available to us where automation can take place. If you're wondering what automation is, just go ahead and equate it to this really cool set of words. Simply autopilot, right? Setting something on autopilot, turning it on so that it runs by itself. Now, like any good machine, will it run by itself forever and at the top quality? Of course not. You're gonna have to come by once in a while, kick the machine, check it out to make sure everything's running smoothly, but by and large and overall, this is exactly how it works. Those checkups are not that often. It's kind of like your car. You have to take it in for maintenance once in a while, make sure that you swap out the fluids and make sure the oil is changed every once in a while just to make sure things run smoothly, but that's it. When they're running smoothly, they are running, and they're running effectively, and they're running proficiently and efficiently, and this is where you want to get to. And so being able to take advantage and plug into a product and system where automation is part of it, automation is built in. You have one job, which is basically to get eyeballs to the system, and the system takes over. So you generate some traffic, and again, part of the system involves traffic coming from different ways, as long as you turn it on and set it, and then watch the effects take place. Watch the traffic come in, watch the referrals build up, and the leads register, and the prospect, and watch all of the progression takes place as now you have follow-up that takes part of it, again, on autopilot. I mentioned in other videos, if you haven't seen my stuff, go ahead and check it out. I spend a lot of time, I'm at length speaking about, almost to the point of being blue in the face, the importance of follow-up, of constantly reaching out and touching your prospects and saying, have you checked this out yet? Hey, have you considered this? Have you checked this out yet? You know, one thing that's really cool about plugging into this particular offer in this system is that we have multiple weeks of follow-up built in on a daily basis. And so nothing gets left to chance. Nothing slips through the cracks, because every single day you're hardly giving your prospect any opportunity at all to consider something else, to even think about something else. You're keeping their mind focused on the offer. Have you checked this out yet? Consider this benefit. Have you considered this yet? Consider this benefit. Consider what it'll do for you. Check it out one more time. And again, on autopilot, they even throw in some of the dynamics of sales that you don't want to forget about. Things like time scarcity and urgency. All of that is built in, right? Take advantage now while you still can. That kind of thing. Again, on autopilot. autopilot. If you think about how many multiples and multiples of leads that you bring in, think about what it takes, the effort that it takes to take one of those prospects and turn it into a sale or a paying customer. There's a lot of energy involved. How many times do you have to pick up the phone or send a text message and call and get in front of these people to remind them of the message? That's a lot of work, especially when you're talking about the multiples of people that come in, the scores of people that can come in through your marketing process and your marketing funnel. What would it mean to you if you didn't have to do those things, but you still did them because of some of the things that we're talking about here? Things like presentation and things like automation, wherein now I am reaching out to these customers personally, speaking to them, telling them about the product, telling them to check it out again, but it's not me physically doing it. It's using technology and tools and resources to do it for me. That's the power of these wonderful automated systems and programs like the one that I'm talking about that I'm promoting right now, that we're seeing huge success with, that you could plug into and get started literally within minutes, right? It really, really is an amazing thing. So when you're considering what it takes to crush it online, do not forget automation. There you have it, my friends. Listen, I hope that was helpful, quick and dirty as per usual, but you know that's how we roll here on Planet Always Enterprise. Go ahead and sound off in the comments below and let me know which of these dynamics, which of one of these principles, these important key pillars you have maybe lost sight of and are now refocused on as a result of this talk today. Now, throughout the course of this video, I've been talking about a really cool offer. One of the things that I'm promoting right now, if you want to go ahead and check that out, come alongside me. I prepared a tremendous bonus package for you. Go ahead and click on the link below. I'll tell you all about it, and I would love to help you get started and start crushing it online like the rest of us, okay? You know what to do now. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.